All right. 7 o'clock p.m. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
I have a blood. It's Friday, April 9th. We're at Lake Morena Campground.
Currently on the PCT,
Yeah.
practically.
We saw some PCTers walk by.
Yeah.
Got to tag the southern terminus.
Saw some weird people.
Yeah. There's
and
some
we
trail
judged
magic.
them.
Of course.
Yeah, trail magic like 2 miles into the trail.
Aren't you cold?
A little.
I thought you were getting your down jacket
Well, I'm
out.
not as cold now.
Roasted.
Thought you were reaching for my beer. I was like, don't touch it. You always do that.
I love it.
I love it.
You should have gotten 2.
Yeah, I know. This is practically 2. It's fine.
Well-
I'm not even done with it yet.
All right.
I'm fine with it. I'm mostly hungry, so I had a long day.
So, things started out today in El Centro again.
Yep, Motel 6.
I guess we talked about all that, right?
Yeah.
When did we make that clip? Yesterday night?
Or like yesterday afternoon. Whenever
So-
we got to the motel.
Yeah.
Motel 6, El
So-
Centro. $79 a night. It's a real deal.
It is a real deal.
Go out there and stay there, and you'll feel the magic.
Don't even worry about it.
Right across from the McDonald's, too. So we woke up and had that for breakfast.
So good.
So good.
Yeah. We didn't have a good morning, but it was a
No?
normal morning.
Well, I was really tired.
Yeah, you slept till like 8 something.
Yeah, I was really tired.
Mm-hmm.
My body is finally like, oh man, you need
Please
to catch
stop.
up on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Sleep, water, food, calories, everything. Rest.
It's hygiene.
Yeah, definitely hygiene.
So, yeah.
Slept in.
Yeah, I got McDonald's like you said. We left the hotel like 10:30 maybe, and drove to where we had stopped on 98 yesterday. And Allie was in the U-Haul, and
Yeah.
she dropped me off, and we parted ways, and I started an epic climb.
Yeah.
From like negative 100 something feet below sea level to all the way like
Was it over 4,000?
It was not. It was
Oh,
like
okay.
3,800 feet
Damn.
at the highest, but there were 2 big climbs that I had to do,
That's so crazy though.
like 15-mile climbs in the heat. It was pretty hot. I was feeling really good at the beginning of the day and ate 10 milligrams of edibles because
10 milligrams of THC in
Yeah.
the form of edibles.
yeah, and
He has a
then
sweater now.
by the time I got to Highway 8 or Interstate 8 that I had to get onto, I was a little bit too high for how harsh the conditions were. It was really, really hot. It was like 96 or 7 degrees.
It was 97 for the high today.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was not bad. It didn't feel terrible, but there were some places on the climb that were like on the leeward side of the mountain, so there was like no wind to cool me off. And so that coupled with the fact that I was like tripping out on some major shroomage for weed, like it was a little bit much. But I drank an entire gallon of water between starting the ride and meeting you in Manzanita.
Yeah. And I'm so glad you were safe. Because I drove, obviously, 98 to 8 to Manzanita in the van. And I was like trying to pay specific attention to the shoulder conditions, the elevation, the signs, like exits you could get off to maybe get on like a parallel road. I didn't find much. I was scared of the bridges, and
Yeah, the bridges, I ended up going on like this really narrow like walkway that was off. There was no shoulder for the bridges, but there was this little walkway. So I was just like kind of in the zone, trying to stay on the little walkway and not fall into traffic or off
Did
the
you
bridge.
walk
No,
on
I
this?
rode it.
so you picked your bike up, put it on top, and then...
Yeah, it was probably
Damn.
about as wide as like
Yeah,
this.
they seemed tiny.
They were really tiny.
There's a reason that it says no bikes allowed. But I'm so glad you were safe.
Yeah.
I tried not to, like, concern myself with it too much. Because I was like, I know you're competent, I know you're great, and you'll be fine. But also, accidents happen. But I was chilling all day.
Me too.
Yeah,
after a
this is
certain
mostly
point.
your clip. I don't really have anything interesting to add other than, like, I stopped at a truck stop, bought you a Subway sandwich and a Coke and 2 gallons of water.
What about the murderer?
Oh, yeah. The lady who made my sandwich at Subway told me that there's a kidnapper, racist rapist. He's probably racist,
He probably
too.
is, yeah.
Rapist murderer who burned down a woman's house, raped her, killed her in the desert, and was arrested by police, taken to jail, escaped jail, and now he's on the run. So she told me to be careful.
And I had
I
given
was
you...
like, lol, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Apparently he lures young women in by telling them that he needs help, like with his car or with...
Can you help me with my car? I'm sure you know much more about it than I do.
I don't know what he's asking for help for, but he has this whole, like, scheme. They know who he is, and they know, like, what he did, and they just don't know where he is. But
He said he escaped jail.
he's on the run in the
Yeah.
Southern California desert, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. Time to lock my doors.
Yeah, and I gave you some pepper spray this morning after a little bit of a conversation about whether or not you needed it, and I'm glad that I did. If he is out in the desert without any kind of car or anything,
Yeah.
I'm sure he's dead because it was a little bit too hot.
He's really old, too.
Yeah.
She said he's old, super skinny, and white. And I was
No-
like, all right.
None of those things bode well with the desert.
Yeah, right?
But yeah, it was a hard climb. It was like, over 4,000 feet today, which wasn't, it's not a terrible sentence to have to go through, but with the heat the way it is and no shade, the desert's just, it's a different game than doing a similar
Yeah.
ride like on the Blue Ridge Parkway or something where I do have done 10,000 foot days back to back, but you have
But it's hot there, too.
it is hot, but it's constant shade. You can always
Yeah,
find
that's
shade.
true. And water, if
Yeah.
you actually need it.
Yeah, there's plenty of water for the most
The
part.
pass that we went over was, like, insane. Mountains, like, huge
Yeah.
boulders. There were no plants whatsoever.
Yeah.
It was so stark and barren and
Mm-hmm.
hot. I turned off, there were, like, several signs to, like, turn off your AC in your car to prevent an engine overheating. I was like, damn, I definitely don't want that to happen. So I
Yeah.
rolled down the windows while I was going up. It was hot. I feel
was.
so bad. Like,
For me.
yeah,
Well, it
your
was,
shirt is covered in salt.
yeah, I have a ton of salt on me.
But-
This is probably the hottest day that I've
Really?
had. Yeah, I think so.
God.
I mean, I think my shirt says it all.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've been covered in salt like this the whole time. There were like all these cisterns for filling your radiator with water. They had like things of water that you could like, I guess, dip a jug into and then pour water into your radiator if your engine started to overheat. And there were a lot of places on the shoulder where I was biking where it was very obvious that a car had caught on fire.
Yeah, like exploded.
At least 10.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, there was like,
It's too hot here. It's unsurvivable
Yeah, it's
for humans. Like, we shouldn't be here.
No, it's Satan's country.
Yeah.
Smell some hamburgosses. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, we met in Manzanita, and you had a great sandwich for me, and you had a Coca-Cola for me, which was amazing, and water and everything. And it was a great little stop. I felt totally revitalized after I caught up with you.
That's great.
And
That's
I
what I
appreciate you
wanted.
so much. I'm proud of your...
I wanted to, like, successfully be a great support team all by myself in a U-Haul, and I feel like I was
Yeah.
today.
You definitely were. Yeah. It was so successful that I didn't even drink any water or eat any food between Manzanita and Campo. But we met at a Circle K in Campo, and we wanted to go see the southern terminus for the PCT, and we did. And there were a bunch of weird people who were like doing trail magic, like a mile and a half down the trail.
Classic old white dudes that love hiking.
Yeah.
It's just like they build their entire, like, personality, lifestyle, life in general around doing trail magic, being this legend on the trail.
That was the
and
guy's
that was
name.
his name.
Yeah.
His trail name was Legend, and he proudly introduced himself as such. And there was like a big circle of hikers, and I was like, I don't really feel like talking to them.
Yeah.
We definitely could have camped there, I feel like.
For free,
Yeah.
but it would have been a social cost.
Yeah.
It would have costed a lot of...
And, like, we're at the end of our journey, literally one day away. I've already quit technically. And they're just starting out. They're like 2 miles into the PCT,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
It might even be like 1.5 or less.
And there were 2 or 3 tents of people who were staying
Several,
there.
yeah. And like just to be immersed in that group of people would have been like kind of like overload for me. I was not looking forward to that if we were going to do it.
Yeah.
I strongly suggested that we didn't.
Yeah. And so
I love hikers, but there's only so much you can take, especially when you're a biker.
Yeah.
Currently.
It's different.
Yeah, we're not related.
No. So after tagging and taking some pictures at the southern terminus, we drove to Morena.
Lake Morena.
Yeah. And
County Park.
we got to the trailhead, or the I'm about to sneeze.
Yeah, I know. I can tell. We got to the park, and there was a long line at the ranger station.
And there were a ton of people camped.
We passed this huge campground. There was like 50 people circled around a campfire, not adhering to COVID restrictions that are supposedly really strict in California. Not true at all. Just depends on where you are and what the politics are in that region.
Yeah. Eastern California is just like Eastern Oregon.
Yeah. And we got up and we were like, do you have any tent sites left by chance? And they were like, yeah, we have 2.
2.
Like, holy shit.
They have a total of like 86 or something.
Yeah. It's Friday night.
Yeah.
And it's a really nice day. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we got to the campsite. Allie set up the tent. I drank some beers. We reserved our car for tomorrow. So we're planning on... I'm going to bike to San Diego. And Allie's going to go straight to the Enterprise. And I don't really know how the whole logistics of it are going to work out.
I don't know either. And I feel like kind of stressed that there's a lot of load on me to do all of that. But it can't be that hard.
Yeah,
anyone can rent a car. It's so easy.
It's just a matter of whether or not they'll give the car over to you, because I'm not going to be there until after they close.
And how to get this thing back.
It's close to the Enterprise and the U-Haul return spot.
Yeah. We should talk about this after the clip, because it's unimportant logistics, but I have some questions about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to figure out the order of operations, the PEMDAS of this situation.
But the goal is not to be in San Diego tomorrow night.
No,
we don't want to camp in. You can't camp in the city.
Yeah.
We don't want to get another hotel. We hate hotels.
Mm-hmm. We could probably go up to Utah tomorrow.
I mean, it just depends on timing. We're gonna have a pretty early start tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're camping, so the sun's gonna rise at 7:30.
We'll be up before 8.
We'll be out. There's no cafes to waste an hour at, although there is back in Campo where I have to drop me back off. But there's also a Subway, so that could be quick, or the Circle K for breakfast.
Circle K would be fine.
Yeah. And tomorrow's the last day, which is great. I'm excited. I'm excited to get back to the van, have our own space.
Yeah, and have it not cost a lot of money.
Yeah. Like, just, yeah. Not feel like a foreigner all the time.
Yeah, and I have an interview with the ACA on Monday. Monday.
Yeah.
At noon Eastern Standard Time, or 2 Eastern Standard Time, noon Mountain Standard Time. It's going to be weird. Hopefully,
it's always weird.
Yeah.
My dude.
I just mean the timing. I don't really know what time they're going to call me, but I'll be ready for it. And yeah, definitely ready to get back to the van.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
It feels pretty surreal that we're in like the final leg of this thing. Mm-hmm. It's felt like very quick. I mean, it's only been 26 days.
Yeah.
But it's felt like forever, as these things do.
As a matter of comparison, too, we should talk about the Canadian boys who just got into New Mexico today.
New Mexico.
That's what I said,
You
right?
said Mexico.
New Mexico.
New Mexico. The American side.
Yeah, the Mexico that's newer. They got into that one today, and I think we got into it like 2 or 3 days after seeing them back in Langtree, Texas. Yeah. So we had entertained ideas of like squatting up and being together and going through some portion of this trail as compadres, but
they're really cool. They're great people. They have a really awesome dog and like a cool mentality and setup. but they're travelers and we're athletes.
Yeah.
So our mileage always surpasses theirs.
We did a century the day after we met them.
We did 115.
Yeah, to marathon?
Marathon.
Yeah.
And they got there like 3 days after we did because he got dehydrated
I think they
somewhere. Or they got to Sanderson. That's where he got dehydrated.
They were in Sanderson for a while.
And he had to go to the hospital.
Which is insane. Yeah, I mean,
And then they went to El Paso and they found this other dude in the ghetto that wants to bike with them.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that doesn't sound racist or... The El Paso ghetto. I mean, they were working out in a gym that someone had in their backyard, so they were into it.
Check it out on Instagram.
Seems fun.
Pink Snowbirds.
Yeah. They're great people.
Yeah, we love them. We're still trying to get some beers with them.
Yeah.
We might be able to.
Yeah,
when
on
we
our
go
way back.
east. But yeah, this whole thing has been kind of weird, kind of crazy. To go cross country on a bike 1.5 times is kind of insane, especially doing it in such close proximity to the last time you did it. And so, regarding the ACA, I feel like I'm a good candidate for the position, and I think that I'm going to wow the person who I have a conversation with. Yeah, I'm going to wow the judges. And I feel good about it, and it would be cool because we do have like freedom to go wherever, but I don't want to just go wherever for no reason.
Yeah.
And so going to Missoula for 3 or 4 months because we have...
it's like 6 months. It's May through September.
Is that 6 months? That's 5 to
May.
9. That's 4 months.
May, June, July, August. That's 5 months.
4 or 5 months, yeah.
Depending on if it's May 1st or...
I think it is.
Yeah.
And so...
It would be nice to have a stable location.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
We need that.
Yeah, and it would be fun just to experience something different that's not what we've been doing for the past 2 years, pretty much.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was thinking about, like, Atlanta and stuff and, like, all the people who I know there. And I feel like there's no reason to go back to kind of what you already know and what you've already experienced so much. I've spent so much time in Atlanta, like 10 plus years, and going to Missoula for an indeterminate amount of time would be really cool. And to have that whole thing kind of like governed by the fact that this job is like a temporary one is pretty cool, because otherwise I don't really know. I mean, our plan initially was to go to Virginia and try to find some land to buy so that we could like live
off grid.
Yeah, it would be off grid in a way. But I think it's going to be better for us just experientially and as a cohesive unit in our relationship to go somewhere cooler that, you know, you've always wanted to go west and stuff like that. Damn, that guy's flying.
And it's still traveling, but it's like a more sustainable method.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to be having jobs and we're going to live at a place for a little while.
It'll be nice.
Maybe get a dog.
Yeah, we could do some fostering.
Yeah, I think it would be good for us.
So,
we're burnt out on this.
Yeah, we're always flying by the seat of our pants, but I think the next course of action and everything is going to be a little bit more sustainable for a period of time.
Yeah.
And we'll be budgeting and everything, and it's going to be good.
Like the awesome couple that we are.
Yeah, but I really got to pee.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to go do that. And do you have anything else to say?
Nope.
It's dinner
Tomorrow
time.
is San Diego.
San Diego.
Bye, bitches.
Bye.